This is something that I have been noticing. A title company will say, yeah, we can provide an interpreter. Then they add that cost to the closing disclosure, meaning that you actually have to pay it anyway. I have caught this several times now since I've been here in Kentucky, even recently. So this is something I've been fighting and discussing with interpreter agencies, letting them know this is not always, but I have been catching it. An example of this would be next week I have a closing with a deaf couple. I talked with the title company at the law firm and let them know that they needed to provide an interpreter, and I explained the process. The interpreter agency here knows who I am. They know me well. I have a good relationship with them from other things. They called me and said, I know you're in real estate and I have a question for you. She said that there was an attorney that called her to set up an interpreter, but wanted to add the fee to the closing disclosure. And I explained to her, you are correct. That is not how it's supposed to be done. That is separate. The lawyer is the one who's supposed to pay for that. So she said, thank you. And I let her know it was my closing and that I had already explained this to that attorney's office and they told me okay. But they still told the interpreting agency to add the cost to the closing disclosure for the deaf couple to pay. So I am seeing that. I am still trying to educate and let people know. And deaf people think, oh, you're paying for it. But they don't realize that it's actually being added to the end of their closing disclosure because there's so many different things that they might not catch it or recognize it on that document.